Hello and welcome. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to some of the things we are going to be using during our circuit unit. The purpose really isn't to teach you all of the things, but simply to make you aware of what they're called so that when we talk about them in class you have one less thing to worry about. We're going to start just sort of grabbing some things and showing them to you. Some of them you'll be familiar with, others not so much. I'm going to start with batteries. Batteries are going to be our basic voltage supply. We're going to get the energy we need to do all of our activities from batteries. This is a AAA battery, which you're very familiar with, a D-cell battery, which you should also be very familiar with, a 9-volt, which you would probably find in a smoke alarm, and a giant flashlight battery. Now the thing about batteries is that while you would think, oh, this is so big, this must be the most powerful battery, in fact it's not. There is more energy stored in here, but the rate at which it comes out is not really about how big it is, right? And in fact, these two batteries, although they're very different in size, actually provide the exact same amount of voltage, and we'll look at that when we break out the voltmeter here in a moment. But anyway, these are a variety of batteries, and they are there to provide voltage. Another variety of voltage supply we might come up against is a hand crank generator. Okay, so this is literally a handheld generator. You can hook it up to something like a light bulb with our alligator clips, and when you turn the crank, the light bulb lights up. It's very exciting. You can crank it in either direction. Hand crank generator. The harder you crank, the more voltage you get. The last of our types of voltage supplies is this. This is actually a power supply with a sliding selector, so you can decide how much voltage you want and set it to that rate. This device takes line power from the wall and converts it into whatever DC voltage you would like based on the selector. Okay, it then goes into these wires, which right now are set up with alligator clips. Some of the wires we're going to be using in different connectors. Okay, so here's a wire. This connector, which you can operate with your thumb and forefinger, is called an alligator clip. And this is very nice when you're trying to hook together various wires or grab onto, like for the flashlight battery, this is very nice to hook onto the top so that you get a nice secure connection. That's one of our varieties of connectors. The wires come in a variety of colors. There's really no difference between the colors whatsoever. There is a convention of which you should be aware, and the convention is that red wires connect to the positive terminal of the battery, which you can see there, a little plus. So you would connect red to the positive terminal, black to the negative terminal. This is simply a convention. It matters not at all. Literally, there's no difference one wire to the next except for the color the outside is painted. The other type of connector we'll be working with is called a banana clip, and this is for inserting into, like on this device, there are these little holes, and this clip is designed to actually insert into one of those holes. So they're the wires we're going to be working with. Another wire we have. If we're going to be working with 9-volt batteries, it's generally safer and easier if you have some kind of connection device. So this wire is designed to grab onto a 9-volt battery, simply plug them together, and now instead of having to clip onto the ends, we have these very convenient alligator clips which allow us to hook into our circuit a little more easily. 9-volt battery clip. While we're talking about light bulbs, a light bulb is simply a very special kind of resistor. Okay, so this provides resistance in our circuits, and it's kind of nice because it creates light. We can know if our circuit is working or not. A no less useful, but maybe less user-friendly version of this looks like this. This is a standard issue resistor, and you can see the little stripes on there. This is actually a code, and we'll learn about how to read that code later on, but for right now, all we need to know is this is a resistor. It provides resistance, and they come in a lot of different varieties based on, well, based on these stripes, you know what kind of resistor it is and how much resistance it provides.